Caleb Bond, columnist and Sky News co-host of the Late Debate, 10 o'clock after Paul Murray each night. But in fact, Caleb, you are Paul Murray tonight and for this week.
Well, that's a leading thing to say. I am Paul Murray now. I mean, I've got the beard,
Well, the great man is on holidays.
They've let me in the man cave, so we'll be having some fun this week at 9 o'clock.
All right, well, we look forward to seeing you then. Look, I just want to get your reaction to this. I mean, cost of living is seriously biting. 12 interest rate riders, clearly misleading comments from Labor at a time when it was clear that inflation was rising. You know, it's very difficult now because unemployment does look set to rise. The RBA has made it clear that that does have to happen. But there's not much the government can actually do to ease the pain that families are feeling, because any spending of money would make the inflation problem worse.
Yeah, well, the only thing the government itself can really do is cut its spending, which it doesn't seem all that keen to do. I know they've now suggested that the increased surplus is not going to be spent on new budgetary measures. They would use it to pay down debt, and that is smart. But the problem is, you've got people who were told during COVID to go out and borrow money at record low interest rates because that was good for the economy and we needed to boost the economy at the time. They've then been stung on the other side when we've gone, oh my God, if you introduce lots of money to the economy, it creates inflation. Who knew this would happen? And they are now paying for the fact that they did what they were told to do. They were advised by the RBA that there wouldn't be an interest rate rise until 2024. And you now find yourself in a position, as you were talking about before, where people cannot even get by on one income for rent, groceries, etc. Record numbers of people working second jobs. And we are supposedly some of the richest people in the world in Australia because we've got assets. We just don't have any money.
Yeah. Now, you actually went on the SBS program some time ago called Could You Survive on the Bread Line? Right. And you spent time with families who literally, had to count dollar for dollar to get by. They're dependent on welfare. You wrote that you found it very moving and life-changing. What did you find then when you went on that program?
Well, fundamentally, people just want to get by. And I saw in particular in how it related to the welfare system and also public housing, a system that just is not fit for purpose. But I was talking to people every day who said, look, they might be on a parental support payment or the disability support pension or whatever. And they say, look, I would love to just work 10 hours a week because I can do that, it'll supplement my income, I'll have an immeasurably better life, but the government prevents me from doing so.
Yes.
There was a woman who said if she worked an extra 10 hours a week, her life would be so much easier. But if she did that, she would lose her welfare payment and she'd be in a worse position. So on one hand, we say, well, we want to increase productivity. We want more people out in the economy working. So we're now importing them from overseas. That then creates more pressure and inflationary results. But we won't let people work. It's just utterly ridiculous.
Yeah, I think there's going to be a lot more focus on Labor's level of migrations, given people are feeling the pinch, and that Courier Mail investigation into renters on the weekend was so worrying.